Welcome to This Explainer. For decades, getting a personalized, comprehensive financial plan meant jumping through some seriously intimidating hoops. You had to find a human advisor, usually pay them a massive upfront fee or a cut of your hard-earned assets, and then sit through meetings filled with just impenetrable jargon. Because of that massive barrier to entry, well, most of us just opted out entirely. But today, we're talking about taking practical, empowered control of your personal finances using a tool that completely levels the playing field. We're going to build a structured financial plan using AI. Think about it. An AI is infinitely patient, deeply analytical, totally free of judgment, and, best of all, it's available to you right now at absolutely zero cost. So let's break down exactly how you can use this technology to become your own best financial advocate, map out your future, and honestly, completely change how you feel about your bank account. Section 1. The problem with hope and why relying on luck isn't a financial strategy.
Is hope your financial strategy? Look, we need to address the elephant in the room right away. The reality is, most people just don't have a financial plan. They just hope things work out. They cross their fingers, pay their bills, and hope that at the end of the month, or the year, or by the time retirement finally rolls around, the math will somehow miraculously sort itself out. It's an incredibly common approach, and it's usually rooted deeply in avoidance. Personal finance can feel totally overwhelming, so our brains naturally just want to look away. We tell ourselves that if we just keep working hard, the money side of things will take care of itself. But operating on a wing and a prayer, that's not a strategy. It's really just a recipe for constant, low-grade stress.
When you rely on the hope strategy, you're essentially choosing a path of random, disjointed choices. You're letting external circumstances, like a sudden car repair or a spontaneous dinner invite, dictate your financial well-being. Psychologically speaking, living in this reactive state keeps your cortisol levels chronically elevated, simply because you never quite know where you stand. But when you pivot to an actual financial plan, you replace that underlying anxiety with structured action and grounded clarity. You literally stop waiting for luck to intervene, and you start actively directing your resources. Instead of money being this vague, stressful cloud hovering over your head, it becomes a concrete tool. And taking structured action actually changes how you feel every single day. It moves you from being a passive passenger to the active driver of your life. Moving right along to Section 2, the cost of randomness and the paralysis of unguided money choices.
Without a plan, every single decision feels totally random. Spend? Save? Invest? Honestly, who knows? When your paycheck hits your account, your brain has to do these exhausting mental gymnastics. Do you buy the shoes? Do you put a little extra in savings? Should you finally figure out the stock market? This brings us to a really important psychological concept, decision fatigue. Every single day, you only have a finite amount of mental energy to make choices. So when you lack a guiding framework for your money, every single transaction, from grabbing a morning coffee to paying a utility bill, drains that willpower. You're constantly evaluating, constantly second-guessing. And when our brains get tired from guessing, we tend to make really poor, impulsive choices. Living without a financial blueprint leaves you paralyzed, making any kind of financial progress feel like a massive uphill battle.
Section 3. Your AI Financial Blueprint. A step-by-step guide to generating your plan. Okay, so let's move away from all that chaos and step into a highly practical solution. Step 1. To start building your blueprint, you just need to tell the AI your income, your expenses, and your goals. Sounds incredibly simple, right? And it is. But we do need to talk about doing this smartly and safely. You want to give the AI the raw data it needs to analyze your situation, but you never want to hand over sensitive personal info to a large language model. The key here is data anonymization. Don't put in your name, your address, your bank name, or definitely not your account numbers. Just use round numbers or percentages. Tell it something like, my monthly take-home pay is roughly $5,000, my rent is $1,500, and my goal is to save $10,000 for a down payment in 2 years. Boom! You get all the analytical power of the AI without compromising an ounce of your privacy. Step 2. Once the AI understands the raw math of your life, you move to the prompt. You literally just ask, build me a simple financial plan. It really is that straightforward. But if you want to get the absolute maximum value out of this process, let's supercharge that prompt. You can actually tell the AI exactly how to behave. Just add a line that says, act as a fiduciary financial advisor. Now, a fiduciary is legally bound to put your best interests first, so telling the AI to adopt that specific persona drastically improves the objectivity of its advice. You can also ask it to organize your plan using proven frameworks, like the classic 50-30-20 budgeting rule, 50% to needs, 30 to wants, 20 to savings. By just tweaking that one simple prompt, you turn a basic chatbot into a highly sophisticated financial strategist. All right, so now the AI has handed you a comprehensive strategy, but a big picture plan can still feel a bit theoretical. That brings us to step 3. You must break it into monthly actions. You need to extract the specific, manageable tasks to actually execute every 30 days. How much goes to the emergency fund on the first of the month? Which specific debt gets that extra payment? And crucially, step 4, this is not a one-and-done exercise. You must review and adjust over time because, well, life happens. You might get a raise, get hit with an unexpected medical bill, or just decide you want to travel more. The absolute magic of using an AI planner is that you can keep the same chat thread open indefinitely. Every month, just log back in, drop in your new balances or updated goals, and watch the AI instantly recalculate your entire trajectory. It literally becomes a living, breathing financial advisor right in your pocket. Section 4. Giving your money direction from chaos to clarity.
Now your money actually has direction. By following this completely pragmatic AI playbook, you've fundamentally transformed your relationship with your finances. You're no longer crossing your fingers or lying awake at night wondering if you'll have enough. You've eliminated the chaos of guessing. Every single dollar you earn now has a specific, documented job to do. And the emotional payoff here is massive. When your money has clear direction, you instantly reclaim all that mental bandwidth that was previously being drained by financial anxiety. You can actually enjoy the money you've allocated for fun entirely guilt-free. Why? Because you know your savings and investments are actively being managed according to a highly logical blueprint. You've built a structured path forward, and you did it entirely on your own terms.
But this brings us to a pretty critical realization. If an artificial intelligence can map out a perfectly personalized financial strategy for you in a matter of seconds, well, the question isn't whether you have the tools to build wealth anymore. The real question is, do you have the discipline to follow the blueprint? The roadmap is right there. The next step is entirely up to you. And hey, speaking of optimizing your financial life, what about the business side of things? Next up, AI Invoice Generator. We'll dive into how to streamline your billing completely effortlessly. Be sure to follow along so you don't miss it. Until then, keep taking those practical steps forward.